New breed, global truth.
Welcome to Hebrew Planet. We are the Congregation of the Mighty, and this is the Lion's Den. Brought to you by YahWillGather.us. It is time to unify. It is time to roll up those sleeves. It is time to gather and build. Our nation has spent over 400 years building this nation, a nation the world calls the greatest nation in the world, a nation of our captivity. We have contributed in every way we can with our blood, sweat, and tears. We have built and invented more things than imaginable with little to no credit. We have built this nation only to watch the children of other nations flourish, but not our own. It's time to build our own nation. That's what we are here to do with your help. Get active. Save our website link, YahWillGather.us/brotherhood. Subscribe and follow us on all platforms. Share content to spread the message of nation and unity. Attend our Zoom meetings and in-person events. Donate to your nation so we can build communities and acquire commodities that help our nation. Invite other like-minded brothers. Feel free to use our flyers on the website. Join us to build our nation brick by brick under the power and the holy will of Yah.
Welcome. Shout out to everybody joining. I see brothers and sisters rolling in. Nicole is in the building. Young Jean, Helena, Nelly's in the building. Yeshaya, Yasharala, Sophie Yah. Yes, D. Bradley, what's going on? Veronica Matthews, hello. Yeah, I'm glad y'all catching another broadcast. We got some things to discuss, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like we are at a full-blown war at the moment. There's a lot going on right now, a whole lot. Not only do we have this chemical spill that took place and pretty much contaminated the whole Ohio River, we have another train derailment in Texas. And this one was a collision train derailment, which left many casualties. Man, it's really a lot happening all at one time, because we also have a nitric acid spill in Arizona, where a truck pretty much ran off the road, and there's now nitric acid in the airwaves, in the air in Arizona. But today, the focal point will be the more dangerous chemical compounds that they found in Ohio, because we're actually lifting a helping hand in this situation. So I want to keep everybody up to speed of some of the updates we made on the website and so forth, right? First and foremost, let's play this video here so we can get everybody up to date. Hold up.
That were on board the Norfolk Southern train that derailed here in East Palestine just over a week ago. And we're being told that some of those chemicals are dangerous.
We basically nuked a town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency sent a letter to Norfolk Southern stating that ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, ethylexyl-acrylate, and isobutylene were also in the rail cars that were derailed, breached, or on fire. Caggiano says ethylexyl-acrylate is especially worrisome. He says it's a carcinogen, and contact with it can cause burning and irritation in the skin and eyes. Breathing it in can irritate the nose, throat, and cause coughing and shortness of breath. Isobutylene is also known to cause dizziness and drowsiness when inhaled.
I was kind of surprised that when they quickly told the people they can go back home, But then said if they feel like they want their homes tested, they can have them tested. I would have far rather they did all the testing.
Caggiano says it's possible some of these chemicals could still be present in homes and on objects until you clean them thoroughly.
So there's a lot of what ifs, and we're going to be looking at this thing 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line and wondering, gee, cancer clusters could pop up, well water could go bad.
Caggiano recommends anyone who's in the East Palestine area get a health checkup. He says get a record now of where your health stands so that moving forward you have documentation of any possibly related effects to the train derailment. In East Palestine, Jennifer Rodriguez, WKBN.
Now, that's some really good advice. It's better to take preemptive measures. Go get yourself checked out. Make sure that you squared away. If you in these areas, these chemicals that they found are highly dangerous. We're talking about exposure to isobutylene can irritate the eyes, nose, and throat, but contact with it on your actual skin can cause frostbite. We're talking about high levels of this can cause also coma and death. So you want to be really careful. And now you even have the news warning about the drinking water. And that's something that we were doing yesterday, but now the news is warning about that, which I'm going to share that with you all. And then I'm going to show you what preventative measures and what help we're lending as the United Nation of Israel, and show you what we got going on in this catastrophe, right? I want to share what the news is saying. There's only so much damage control they can do at this moment. So it's certain things that's slipping through the cracks. And I oblige everybody in these areas to take heed and actually follow suit and do what they need to do, right? Let's see here. Let me pull this up. Let's see. All right, here we go. So now Ohio train derailment on the news just yesterday, hours ago, technically. East Palestine residents, they are advised to drink bottled water now. All right, you are advised to drink bottled water. Let's go.
Concerns of air and water safety in East Palestine. Just 12 days ago, a train derailed, spilling hazardous materials. Tonight at 7 East Palestine, EPA and other officials will be holding a special town hall meeting at East Palestine Peaceful Gym to hear from the community about their concerns.
And there are a lot of concerns. Democratic Ohio lawmakers are also holding a discussion this afternoon to talk about the agricultural and environmental concerns and possible policy solutions.
Now, let me say this off the break. I believe that this is all planned. I stated yesterday that I believe that it was predictive programming. There is a movie called White Noise in which they predicted or foreshadowed rather everything that's taking place. And we're talking about a movie that was actually filmed in Palestine, Ohio. And in this particular movie, everything has been depicted. It's all been depicted, ladies and gentlemen. The train crash, the evacuations that are said to take place in the movie, people getting displaced. And now we're hearing rumors that there's people being displaced trying to evacuate because they set up certain sanctions and asylums for people to go. And this has all been foreshadowed. Now, we're at times of war. And now it's time more than ever to gather ourselves together in any way, shape, or form. Zephaniah 2:1 reads, "Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desired." So the Bible commands us to gather ourselves together. It's clear and apparent that the so-called powers that be are not here to help us. If that were the case, we would actually be seeing the president addressing this situation. They're too busy worried about so-called aliens and shooting unidentified flying objects out of the sky, and they're not sending help or refuge. So it's up to us to pretty much make sure that we're keeping each other safe and helping one another, right? And gathering towards one another. Allow me to continue.
And those health concerns have been ongoing since the derailment. One of the biggest concerns is water quality. Is it safe for people who live there to drink?
Well, there have been conflicting reports. So for more on this, we turn to Austin Love, who is...
Anytime you hear conflicting reports, you need to take the safe route. Always take the safe route.
now live. Austin, good morning.
Yeah, hey, good morning to you both. It's been 12 days since that train derailment, and the mistrust between residents and officials continues to get worse. On one hand, state officials are assuring residents that the risk to the drinking water is low, but
now how could they assure the community that the risks are low when consequently the Ohio River has been contaminated with several toxic chemical compounds? And we're talking about the Ohio River is the drinking water for possibly 5 million residents stretching across the fault line of Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, all the way to West Virginia. So I don't blame the people for not being trusting in their government officials. Seriously. So they're actually telling us that you should be getting bottled water, right? Drinking bottled water before it runs off the shelves as well, right? Let us continue.
But then on the other hand, they are advising people to use bottled water. This as they wait for more test results to come back. But yesterday in a press conference, Governor Mike DeWine and Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Bruce Vanderhoff had very strong words for the train company, but as also sending a message of reassurance to the residents there. They say that the air is safe and that the risk to the drinking water is safe as well.
So they claiming the air is safe and the drinking water is safe. Ladies and gentlemen, in this particular movie called White Noise, in the movie, the main character gets contaminated. He gets tested, he gets contaminated. They basically say that he has about 30 years to live. And it goes into how life expectancy rates are going to basically go down. And he said, listen, I will have to live to 70 years old to outlive this contamination, right? But ladies and gentlemen, that's not the target. I want you to hear me clearly. The children are the target in the movie, right? Let's say hypothetically, we're just talking about the movie, right? The children, the life expectancy rate. See, ladies and gentlemen, there's a depopulation agenda where they want to start to downplay the numbers. So imagine people only living to 30 years old opposed to 50 and 60. Now, keep in mind, the life expectancy rate, because of this wicked demonic system, has been dropping every few decades or so. So this is moving like clockwork to the Satanists. Imagine people's life expectancy rate going to about 35, 40 years old. So what I mean to tell you is, listen, be very careful. Don't even boil your baby's water. If you are pregnant or nursing, you're going to find out that boiling the water is not sufficient. That's not how this works. You're going to have to get bottled water. All right. Don't give this to your children. Don't prepare their Bibles with this faucet water to be on the safe side. All right. All right. Let us continue.
As well, but as they wait for more results, they are not only urging people to use bottled water, but urging anyone with a well in the area to get that tested as well. And hey, residents should be cautious. Listen to this. The Ohio EPA says roughly 3,500 fish have died from 12 different species.
Wow. That's what they're saying, that 3,500 fish died. I would actually multiply that by the tens and thousands. I would multiply that by the tens and thousands. They said 3,500. I believe it more so probably was 35,000. They're not gonna tell the truth. you know, for the sake of, and this is allegedly, it's in the tens and thousands or possibly millions. Right. Because how could they count that? Did they really go up and scoop up all the fish? No. And this is from different species of fish. And this is the same water that's going through the faucets. For the record, it's the same water. Do not boil the water, ladies and gentlemen. What you're dealing with, what you got to understand is that's not helping the situation. All right. Adding heat to it, contrary to popular belief, is not helping the situation. It's a compound that is, you just cannot dilute it that way. All right. Now, your filters may help out a slight bit, but boiling the water absolutely does nothing. All right. All right. Let us continue.
With chemicals in 6 different waterways, including the Ohio River. They say a contaminant plume is also making its way towards West Virginia, but that continues to dissipate. Now Governor DeWine is looking to hold those responsible accountable.
This is absurd, and we need to look at this.
Who's responsible? Exactly.
And Congress needs to take a look at.
Yes, Congress should have been made a statement. The president should have been addressed the country. What is going on here? It's beginning to seem like we the people are all we got. We the people are the only ones who can preserve ourselves in this situation. We pretty much in no man's land. Luke 21:36 says, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Right now, we have to count ourselves worthy. We have to stay prayed up. We have to stay sober and vigilant. We have to build. We have to fast. We have to prepare that we'll be counted worthy while all of these impositions and attacks are taking place. Because personally, ladies and gentlemen, I do not believe in coincidences. I don't think it's coincidence that all of these catastrophes are happening all at once. It does not make any logical sense, right? Jalen Thomas, thank you for the $5 contribution. It's highly appreciated. Rollo, thank you for the 5 as well. Says support newbreed.love to help those if you can. Bring their own place. It says bring their own place. You know who pay attention, folks. Ohio, the heart of America. Absolutely. And we're going to get into a little bit how people can assist and how people can be helped in this broadcast as well. I'm waiting so everybody can get into the chat, so I don't have to re-announce some of the updates and changes that we made and what needs to be done in the next protocols moving forward. All right. So if you can, ladies and gentlemen, everybody thumb the video up so those who may be in need can actually get the notification and they can hear what's being said. Right.
At how these things are handled. We should know when we have trains carrying hazardous material that are going through the state of Ohio.
Right. These trains were carrying every hazardous material you can think of. And they claim they didn't even know it was going through Ohio. That sounds a lot like a terrorist attack, if anything. So, I mean, who's responsible? We need to know. Everybody needs to know. Right. And this is why we always preach preparedness, stocking up on water, non-perishable items, things of that nature. Because the Bible in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6 says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which have no guide, overseer, or ruler. Provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest." So just like an ant, when we have the writings written all over the walls that there's entities and forces that are against us, we shouldn't need an overseer. We shouldn't need somebody to constantly remind us that, hey, there's a lot going on in the world. We should be in a spirit of preparedness. We should link in with the right people. We should communicate with those who are preparing. We should get involved. We should stock up. We should take all the necessary precautions. We shouldn't need an overseer because you can see what's going on. Nobody has to tell the ant to prepare in the summer, they already getting ready for the harvest season. They already building. We are at war. And nothing about this is a joke. But we'll see this going on in East Palestine, Ohio. We'll see these places affected, and we'll be living comfortable in our respective place and say, hey, that can never happen here. And we could just be looking at it. That can never happen here. You know, oh, I feel sorry for those people. Listen, it can happen anywhere. It can happen where you at. So don't get it twisted. You want to get the people who are going to be getting help. You want to be able to make sure if something happened in your area, you got the same type of assistance. Or at the very least, you prepare for whatever happened, and you learn from each one of these catastrophes that you must prepare. All right? Seriously.
They will pay for everything. If they don't, we've got to
pay for everything. How are you going to pay for everything? How? Because we don't even know what's going to happen 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Listen, they pretty much dropped. I'm using this as a metaphor. They pretty much dropped a nuke on Ohio. Sort of like what happened in Hiroshima. There's people to this day that's still affected in Japan. There's people to this day who got extra limbs on their body. There's people to this day who still have cancerous properties, growing extra eye sockets, losing limbs, morphism. These things are still going on in certain areas where that nuke was dropped. And this right here is the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's very similar, right? Yes, I already done spoke on that, Gadala. There has been chem spills. I don't know if they have been all over Arizona, so I don't want to word that way because we have to give nothing but facts. But there definitely was a truck carrying some form of acid. I believe it was nitric acid. And it was released into the air, probably affecting the people in those surrounding areas. I think that was an isolated event, but it happened. And yes, there was a Texas train derailment as well, but that was a collision. I think either it hit another train or it hit a truck. I'm not really sure on the logistics on that, but there was another derailment in Texas. Truth Rises says that chemical spill took place in Tucson, Arizona. Right. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let's continue.
An attorney general here that will file a lawsuit.
Okay, Governor Mike DeWine there and his residents are concerned about air and water quality along with wildlife dying. They say there has been no evidence of non-aquatic species dying from the derailment. Maureen, but a lot to be concerned about, of course, for government officials.
That's not necessarily true. I've seen multiple videos of birds dropping from the sky. Those videos have been removed. I mean, when you put a mushroom cloud into the sky and hitting the air, you can't tell me that the birds wasn't affected by that. I've seen videos with it pretty much raining birds, and it's been scrubbed. So, yeah, beautiful, brave woman, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Facts.
And residents there, of course, I'll continue to follow this at 5:30.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on online where people are saying one thing, they want answers about another. So I'm sure that's going to be a very well-attended meeting tonight.
Right. It's absolute pandemonium happening in these areas. Now, I want to show you all what we are doing in the United Nation of Israel to preserve and lend a helping hand to those in need. And so I can make this clear. Let us continue. Let me share this screen with you all.
Family, I hope y'all are doing well, staying safe, being blessed. I wanted to get on here to talk about the Ohio train derailment that took place on February 3rd. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's some more information. On February 3rd, a freight train carrying vinyl chloride derailed along the Norfolk Southern Railway in East Palestine, Ohio, and the emergency crews conducted a controlled burn of the spill, which released hydrogen chloride and phosgene into the air. And as you can see, vinyl chloride can contaminate a water supply, and if it enters household air when the water is used, it can cause severe issues such as liver cancer, brain and lung cancer, lymphoma, and leukemia. So it's not safe at all. The same goes for phosgene. It's actually a toxic colorless gas, which was used as a poison gas in World War I. So this is a very serious issue, and our people are in need of safe, clean drinking water. So in the next clip, I'm actually going to show you what somebody's water looks like when they attempted to boil it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this water. It is looking horrendous there. It almost looks like the acid is becoming hardened, almost like rocks. It almost looked like it's crack rocks being boiled up out of that water. And because what people don't, it's crystallizing. And what people don't realize is that water can cause frostbite. Now imagine drinking something to the effect of Drano, or what's that chemical you use in a antifreeze? Pretty much, imagine drinking antifreeze. All right. So, and this is in Williamsburg, Ohio. They went to boil some water, and this is what they seen. See, this is the type of clips that the internet worked very diligently in getting rid of, but we were able to pull up something on this. So it's important to have clean drinking water. All right.
So as you can see, this is a very serious issue, and the United Nation of Israel is looking to do something about it to help our people. So if you are in the Ohio area and you're in need of clean drinking water, please go to newbreed.love to order the Ohio emergency water, and use your love note.
All right, so let's make this clear. Use your love note to get the water, all right? And these areas are now, we've expanded the areas. The areas would include Kentucky, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. If you are in those areas and you are a love note holder, please feel free to use your redeemable code, and you will get your water. We will send you approximately $50 worth of water for free 99, meaning you're getting 100% off using your redeemable love note code. All right. Now, there has been people who went in and they have chose the option of purchasing the water. And what that did was it went towards people who needed the water. All right. So if you click on it and you actually purchased the water and ordered it, it went towards the people who actually need the water. All right. And also, if you contribute by purchasing a love note, it also will be going towards people who need the water. All right.
If you're not a love note holder, make sure you get your love note, which is just our love wealth contribution that goes around and it comes back around. If you are a love note holder and you would just like to contribute to the cause and you're not in Ohio, you can order water for someone else that is needing it. Once again, go to newbreed.love so you can contribute and help those in need of clean water at this time. So y'all stay safe and shalom.
Yes, yes. And let me just say this, because I want to let this be known off the break, man. I am extremely, extremely appreciative of how many people actually came through to support. As quick as we can fulfill the orders to send people their water via Instacart, as quick as people were basically replacing what was sent. I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. And I'm not gonna get emotional, but the brothers and sisters on this channel, y'all have gave me more faith in humanity. Often when I'm doing this work, I can get a bit angry at the fact that people don't step up for righteous causes. But I can honestly say that every time I would come out of pocket, or any member would come out of pocket, literally minutes later, it will be replaced with individuals who are purchasing the water. So as quick as we can literally get the water sent to people, as quick as people was contributing to make sure that it's pretty much paid for. And that right there is nation building. That right there is love. We sending them the top quality water. We're sending spring or alkaline water, whatever is available. And I just have to salute everybody in the chat. I have to salute everybody who contribute, because that's what this is all about. One thing they fear is the people actually supporting one another. And this right here is revolutionizing. This is revolutionizing of what philanthropy looks like, where one hand washes the other. This is not what the heathens do. Everybody who is in need of water, we're not pulling up in no trucks. We're not doing like the hypocrites and trying to be seen by men. No, everything is confidential. If you in need, your name ain't gonna be plastered all over the place. If you use your redeemable code, none of that. It just goes directly to you, and it falls in line with the scriptures, because we're not to do things to be seen by men. So, you know, people who are donating out the heart, people who have contributed out of the heart. Remember, the Bible says charity covers the multitude of sins. And in times of need and times of struggle like this, we the people are supposed to come together and make sure those are like mind will be supported through all of this. All right. Now, I'm gonna also say, because it's balance to what's being brought forth here, I'm gonna also say this. For those who actually get a love note, you're also securing yourself in case something happens in a city near you, a town near you. Now you have that love note, and we have your address, we have your phone number. We're able to give you a complimentary call to make sure everything is okay once you have purchased your love note. This is important. So essentially, this is one of the first times where the love note is more than a coupon. In essence, it was used as a currency. So, you know, you want to get yourself a love note. It's very important. Well, you know, the Bible tells us, man, let's go to these scriptures. Let me bring out something for y'all. Because we are supposed to be unifying, building the way we're building, and doing what it is we're supposed to do. Let me read this here. Romans 12:1 says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. That's your reasonable service. Presenting yourself as a living sacrifice, meaning being selfless. Acts of kindness. That's what the love note system is all about. It's a circle of trust, love, companionship, and we also need able bodies. I'll be sharing a link. It's actually already in the description box. If y'all look down in the description box, there's a Wix link. And this Wix link is directly to YahWillGather.us. This is my direct group. This is almost like a personal Instagram account, but it's on our site. What I want you to do, if you're having any issues, you tried to redeem your code, you didn't get your water for whatever reason, please communicate through there. Also, you could just join the group. You know, anytime I want to build with y'all outside of Instagram, if Instagram was to get shut down, it's almost set up like an Instagram. So if you look in your description box, you can click there as well. Also, if you get on YahWillGather.us, where it says brotherhood, we need able bodies, people who are skilled in various trades, such as brick masonry, people who have a green thumb, people who are just agricultural, people who understand construction work, all of those things. We want all of those people to reach out. YahWillGather.us/brotherhood, right? Because, you know, we're building. We got 100 acres of land in North Carolina. And we want to start building up, because I'm looking at these situations that's taking place, and it's almost like, ladies and gentlemen, why not just buy ourselves our own towns? Why not build our own towns? Because, you know, it seemed like they pulling off Black Wall Streets all over the world. It seemed like nowhere around them is safe, but among us, will be the safe haven, because that's what is prophesied. The Most High God will protect us while we're face to face with each other in the wilderness. We'll have a ring of fire around the camp where they can't touch us. Meanwhile, they're able to attack all of these Babylonian infrastructures. They're able to attack all these cities. They're able to, raise hell in all of these places, while the like-minded, those who have the spiritual power, are together. It ain't no way they can touch us. It doesn't happen like that. The Most High word be true. You understand? This is the goal. This is more than just, people's entertainment. They want to come through and watch this content because they want to go say, oh, that's messed up, what's going on. But they're not solution-based. We are solution-based. Proverbs 16:1 says, the preparation of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So we're not just going to be speaking about problems without bringing solutions. This is not your run of the wheel. This is not your run of the mill. One West camp that's just talking. This is action in place. All right. Let us continue. Let me see. I got more scriptures for y'all. Ezekiel 38:7 says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. See, we the mighty congregation acting as a guard for the people. We're acting as a guard, but everybody that's assembled among us, we're preparing. In this day and age, I don't want to be around nobody who ain't preparing. I don't want to be around nobody who want what they need but don't need what they want. Did you hear what I said? I don't want to be around nobody who need what they want what they need and not need what they want. What that mean is you got to know the differences between your wants and your needs. Some people, they don't know how to separate the two. Yo, thank you, DC, for the $20 contribution, man. And Alex Smith as well. Thank you for the 10. Says all praises to the Most High. It's time to support one another. Absolutely. It definitely is. It definitely is. The scriptures tell us straight up. Luke 21:9. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified for these things. Must first come to pass, and then the end is not and by. So we ain't afraid. We know that we in times of war. We know there's a lot of commotion going on, but we're not rattled in spirit. Not at all. So, this is what it's all about. And I didn't want to make this a very long live stream. I just wanted to come through with this quick message to get everybody prepared, man. Show your support. Newbreed.love. Now, for everybody, let's make this clear. For everybody who have actually purchased the water, you didn't buy water. You didn't buy it for yourself. You bought it and you basically paid it for the next person. Now, if you're a love note holder and you are in the areas of Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, or Pennsylvania, and you are a love note holder, redeem your love note card and you will get your water 100% off. And we are glad to be able to be of some assistance to you. All right. Now, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all, man. I want y'all to have a blessed day. Everybody be safe, be peaceful. Pray for our brethren in these various locations. There's one more thing that I would like to say. Now, keep in mind, while these things are taking place, we must prepare personally as well. All right. And it's time for us to stop being sluggards and connect with the brethren. I want everybody to have a blessed one. With that being said, shalom and peace.